What's up, go getters? It's Strictly Bree back with another video, and if you didn't know, we back, and we is better. But I want to go ahead and talk about the time I almost quit trucking. I feel like this would be a great opportunity to talk about it because I just played in y'all's face in the last video, if you saw that. And I don't think I'm gonna do that no more. I ain't gonna do that no more. I just love doing that though. Like if I ever get a different trailer, whether it's a Heartland, Smith, CFI, if I get another trailer, best believe I'm gonna act like I quit Millis. But nah, we still locked in. I want to say ain't no switching up, but that wouldn't make sense for this video, right? So let's talk about some times where I almost quit trucking. I feel like everybody's had that point in their life. If you're a trucker, I feel like you'd be like, man, I'm so sick of this, I'm done, and then guess what you're doing the next morning? You getting up, starting that pre-trip. Like, get out of here, bro. You ain't going nowhere. And if you do leave, that's cool. That's on you. I don't care. But you know you finna get up and start that pre-trip the next day. So you just talking all that stuff and you still there. But there's been quite a few times that I almost quit trucking. There's been a time where I actually did, but we ain't gonna talk about that to the end. So y'all already know I be having like a good time. Like I don't have no issues. Dispatch is cool. The manager's cool. I don't have to be calling and going off like, hey, this is wrong, this is messed up. I don't do none of that, okay? I don't really like calling. But I really don't be having no issues. But I remember this one time where I did have an issue. And that little issue turned into a big issue for me. So like, it was all about a glide hand lock. Yeah. So I didn't know we wasn't supposed to put a glide hand lock on our empty trailers. So I did, because I was going into the shop. I found that empty. That's my empty, right? Because if I didn't, somebody would have took it and I would have to look for another empty. That's a lot of work. I ain't trying to do all that. So I put a glide hand lock on it. I get out of the shop. I go to the trailer. It's sitting there still. But the glide hand lock is gone. Them glide hand locks be like $40. So I was like, hey, I messaged. I didn't know who to talk to. Shop's closed. I was like, I didn't know who to talk to. So I messaged dispatch and I was like, hey, I don't know where my glide hand lock is at. It was on this trailer. He was like, why would you put a glide hand lock on this trailer? I said, because I wanted to save my empty. He was like, well, technically it ain't your empty. And I was like, at the time, bro, that just sent me crazy. I was so like appalled. Like, what you mean? I feel like it ain't mine, but I'm gonna be responsible for it. I'm gonna get in trouble, so I say mine. But yeah, so at the time it was at night, so I was really mad that my glide hand lock is gone. And that was literally the first time I've ever used it. Like, I bought it like when I first started trucking. I didn't use it until later on. And I'm like, bro, that was my first time using my glide hand lock and it's gone already. So then they was like, you can talk to the shop tomorrow. Honey, I got a load. But guess what? That load can wait. I want my glide hand lock. But that whole night I was crying and I was mad over a glide hand lock. And then you know how you be mad about one thing and then it turns into something else? That's what happened. So that's what started it. But it all worked out. I didn't quit. I didn't do nothing. Like I said in the beginning, you be doing all that talking. The next day you gonna start that pre-trip. I ain't quit. And the shop did give me a new glide hand lock with 2 keys. Okay, let me show you. If y'all don't know, this is what a glide hand lock looks like. You just put it on the trailer and nobody can take it. At least it's gonna be hard for them to take it. But somehow the shop broke this. They broke my glide hand lock. I don't know how they broke it, but they broke it and then they gave me this one. Cause I was like, I need a glide hand lock. Mine got broke. And he was like, well, don't do that again. And I was like, I won't do it again, okay? I didn't know there was gonna be repercussions. So yeah, don't be putting the glide hand locks on these empty trailers at the terminals, okay? But I do put my glide hand lock on if I drop the trailer at like a truck stop or something. Yeah. But yeah, that was one reason why I almost quit. Y'all, the second reason, y'all already probably see me talk about it, but it was like when I first started doing the lifestyle vlogs on this channel. I did the worst week of trucking because, honey, that was literally the worst week of trucking. That was another reason why I almost quit. This freaking local ass, I don't want to say nigga, but local ass boy pissed me off. Tell me why. I go to North Carolina. I'm at the shipper. They're closed and they have overnight parking. I don't know where the overnight parking is at. So I just park out the way, you know? I'm parked out the way. To me, I'm out the way. They can go in front of me. They can go behind me. I'm not in nobody's way. I'm in the back chilling. I wasn't asleep, okay? I was just in the back chilling. And this dude gets real. At the time, that's the thing about me. Like, when I'm in somebody's way or I feel like I'm an inconvenience or I'm in the wrong, if I think I'm in the wrong, I'm like really quick to like try to settle it and make sure everything's good. And I'm, you know, I'm on their side. Like, I'm sorry, my bad. You know, I say that a lot. But then after I think about it, I'm like, you know what, Bree, you was not in their way. You was not in the wrong. And you shouldn't have said sorry. You should have went off on him. But that's not till after the fact. So during the fact, he honked. He like got really close to where the window is by the bed. And he gonna honk. I'm not talking about the sitting horn. I'm talking about the air horn. And I'm like, what is that? I get out. I ain't got my glasses on. I can't see without my glasses, y'all. I really can't see. I cannot see without my glasses. I get out the truck. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, bitch, talk. Use your words, boy. But he like, I'm in the way. First of all, I wasn't, but we're gonna get into it after. I'm gonna just tell y'all the story, because if not, I'll just start going off and we don't need to do that. So he honked. So then I moved way out the way. I moved so far out the way. I was like, I know I ain't in nobody's way now. Don't nobody need to bother me. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be over there, because it's like where I moved at is like where a line should be starting. But I parked in the line. So if anybody needs to get over there, y'all go around me. Okay? So I moved way out the way. And then I'm just in the truck and I'm thinking about the situation. I'm like, first of all, Bree, let's talk about the levels of disrespect. First level of disrespect. Why did you have to get near my bed window and blow the air horn when you could have just respectfully got out the truck? Because let me tell y'all, if anybody's in my way and they're not sitting in the driver's seat, I'm going to get out. I'm going to knock. I'm going to say, Brody, you got to move. You blocking my son. You blocking my son. Hurry up, back that trailer up. I was feeling myself too, but it's okay. But yeah, so if anybody's ever in my way, I get out. Because what we're not going to do is me sit over there and get mad because you're in my way. But that person doesn't know, okay, baby, what's up? But that person doesn't know that you're in their way. So I always get out. If they're not in the front seat, I get out. So he could have got out. The fuck? I ain't mean to be cussing or nothing, but it's just bringing up bad memories and stuff. So that's one thing he messed up on. He could have got out and talked to me like a human being, a grown person. Instead, he want to honk, be loud at the dang shipper. You loud, buddy. Then when I got out to talk to him, he not even using his words. I gotta guess. I can't see, y'all. So I'm just guessing I'm in his way. He didn't say that, but him doing this like a crazy person, I guess I'm just in his way. So then I moved. And then I thought about it, Bree. He a local driver. That little bitty cab. You telling me? I wish I had it on video. I wish I could show y'all the setup. You telling me you couldn't back that little trailer up in there? I could have did that, and by then I wasn't even a year in. So like that really pissed me off, because one, I wasn't even in your way. Two, I moved for no reason. Three, you could have backed that little bitty trailer up. But no, but we want to be nice. And I know he just mad. He just mad. So that's another reason why I almost quit trucking. It ain't even like company stuff. It's other people getting on my nerves. But we good now, y'all. Because I wish somebody would try me like that again. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. First thing I'm going to do is bring that camera. I'm going to bring the camera. So if you talk to me crazy, baby, you going on my channel. Know that. What's another thing? Another reason why I almost quit trucking. Sometimes the pay. I ain't even going to lie. Sometimes this pay be getting to me. I be like, gots to go. Gots to go, man. Then I think about it and I'm like, You still making more than you used to make, but sometimes I be like, I got to go. But where you gonna go, Bree, huh? What's that? I really don't have a back. Y'all, that scares me. I really don't have a backup plan after trucking. I always have a backup plan when I have a job. I don't for trucking. What we gonna do? I damn sure ain't going back to McDonald's. I'm not going back to Burger King. I need a sit-down job. I got too comfortable, okay? But no. What's another thing why I quit for trucking? Hope y'all can hear me. Got that loud truck. I hope y'all like the vertical vlog. This is something quick. I'm trying to post every day except Saturday, so I wanted to do a quick little sit down video talking about the times that I almost quit trucking.
Total to 80, which is 16.
That's another one. That's my 13 threes. I'm so sick of that. I don't want to hear no radio talking about the weather. Ooh, I can't think of another one. But if I go back to them vlogs, I bet y'all think of one. Those are the two main things. Those are the two things I would never, ever forget. They scarred me because they played with me and I let it. Those are the real two things. Like, you know how you be having a breakdown sometimes? Like you know, crying. I'm crying. I'm hitting the truck wall. Like I'm, having a whole meltdown. Those are the only two times I really had a real meltdown. Haven't had a meltdown since. So yeah. Now we can talk about the time that I actually did quit trucking, because I quit trucking, but I didn't want to tell y'all because I came back. So it was like a little humiliating kind of. Did I say that right? I was kind of embarrassed. So if you stayed to the end of this video, then you'll know. So I quit Millis. Millis ain't do nothing. Like the company, they ain't do nothing. I didn't want to be I wanted to quit because I was regional and I didn't like the regional money. And that truck was, if that truck wasn't so dang small, I'd probably still do regional. But that truck is too little. My feet kept hitting the TV. I wasn't getting no money. And I wasn't even, at the time, I wasn't even going home every weekend. Like, if I was to go home every weekend making that, okay. But, honey, I worked that whole week and that's all I get. Why y'all think y'all ain't never see how much I got paid and da-da-da-da-da? Like, I didn't want to talk about that. But I think it's because OTR spoiled me. And it's like $100 difference, but OTR spoiled me. And some people do make money regional, so that's why I didn't want to talk about it, because some people be making money regional, but I did not. And then I was supposed to go home for Easter. I missed that. Got me in Ohio with a trainee. Stuck. We did go to Bob Evans. We did go to the movies. That was cool. But I'm missing Easter, and I put in the actual, oh no, he told me I didn't have to put in the actual hometown request. I just gotta let him know, and I did that, and I still missed my hometown for Easter. Like, hello, trying to eat. So yeah, I missed Easter. These things were like back to back. If these were like spaced out, okay, cool, I would have let it go. But I haven't even had time to heal from the other situation, and then this happens. So it's like, you know what? After that Easter situation, I missed Easter. I said, putting in my 2-week notice now. So sassy, right? Then my trainee, she started tripping real bad, boy. I'm talking about real bad. I have never in my life, well, I only had 2 students, but before her, but I ain't never had to argue and yell with a student. First of all, you're a student. I can say this because I went through the training program. I've been a student. So what I say is because I've been through the same situation. You're a student. You don't know nothing about trucking. So how come every time I tell you something, it's an argument, you know? I'm not finna be arguing. And like I told you, bro, if that truck wasn't so small, I'd still be regional. But like I told y'all, I'm not finna argue in this little truck. I'm talking about the truck so dang small I can't even stretch out fully. My mattress is thin. Ain't got enough pillows to support this head. And I'm not finna argue with a grown person in this little bitty truck. So after that, because I put in my 2-week notice, then she started tripping. It's like an argument every freaking day. And I'm like, after the third day, was it the third day? Child, it was the second day. After the second day, was it the second day? Was it the second day? I'll be nice. After the third day, which I really don't think it was that. But after the third day, I was like, you know what? Because after every argument, we would, you know, make up and we'll talk it out and we'd be cool. But after that second day, we've argued every day. And then that second day, I was like, okay, if she do this again, I got to go. So it was that third day. That third argument, I said, you know what? She tripping and I ain't got time for it. So we argued for the third time. And I was like, you know what? We not finna make up. Because I hate that. I hate when you make up with somebody and they do the same thing, you know? So I'm like, we're done. We're just done. So instead of me doing 2-week notice, honey, I went home that day. Take me to Cartersville. I dropped her off at the hotel and Millis handled the rest, honey. I cleaned out my truck. And I tried other opportunities, okay? They didn't work. People be lying, y'all. Don't believe the hype, you know? I want to be real with y'all. I'm not trying to be negative, but people be like, oh, once you get your 1 year in, no accidents, you can go anywhere. Or once you get 2 years in, no accidents, you can go anywhere. Or once you get your endorsements, you can go anywhere. Y'all, yeah, you can go anywhere, but honey, what area are you in? Because they be forgetting that. Cartersville is a dead zone for trucking. At least if you want to get paid. Like, I could go to like I can do something local and get like $20 an hour, but I don't want to I'll do that, but if we gonna get OT, I want overtime at least, you know. But yeah, Cartersville is a dead zone for trucking. The only time somebody want to hire you in Cartersville is if it's OTR. And I wanted to go local when I quit Millis, but honey, they was not calling me back. And I had bills to pay, okay? So I tried this other company. They hired me OTR. It was tanker. But why they insurance trash? Okay, and then why was their pay? Like, if I start May 12th, why am I getting paid May 30th? Was that how it was? I don't know, but it takes 2 weeks for you to get paid. And like I said, I got bills, honey. So I was like, this is not gonna work. And you know, ever since I started trucking, I haven't had to ask nobody for no money, no loan, no nothing. Like, I got it. Big bag over here. But I was like, if I go to the other company and do tanker, I'm gonna have to ask my auntie to help me, and I don't want to do that. So I was like, hey, Millis, y'all gonna take me back? And she was like, yeah, you and the time thing. So let me go ahead and let y'all know, if you do quit and they sign off, like, I think safety has to sign off, your dispatch has to sign off, and then the head guy, the owner, one of the owner brothers, he gotta sign off. So if everybody signs off and it's been less than 30 days when you quit, then you can come back like you never left. So that's how I treated y'all. For YouTube, I talked to you guys like I never left, right? But I did leave. So it was within 30 days. I only been gone for 3 weeks, y'all. I had fun those 3 weeks though. I really did. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing. I enjoyed my place. I got to chill. And it was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. Like, my grandma passed away and then all this stuff started happening. It was a lot, bro. I'm not quitting just to quit, but it was a lot, okay? So I really got to chill and recoup. And I think that's what I needed, because like when she passed away, I was only off for 10 days. I thought that was gonna be enough time. But then all that other stuff happened with the bad trainee, missing Easter, not getting paid enough, in this small little truck. All that stuff happened within 2-3 weeks. And I snapped. I quit. So me taking those other 3 weeks off really helped like reset the mind, the body, and the spirit and all that good stuff. So I feel good. I feel great. We're back. And we for real better this time. We ain't just saying it. We for real better. So since I didn't take the tanker job, I was like, oh, can I come back? And she was like, yeah, you can come back. So we already talked about the rules for 30 days. And if you go after 30 days, like let's say, I think she said 60 days, I think you would. Oh yeah, let me talk about it some more. So if you come back within 30 days, it's like you never left. So you got your benefits, 401k. You don't have to go back through school, training, whatever. You ain't got to do all the other stuff, right? Orientation, you ain't got to do all that, okay? But if it's after 60 days, you would have to start all over. And I don't know, talk to your recruiter, because child, I don't know. All I know is I came back within 30 days. I don't know what happens after that. But I know if it's after 60 days, you got to start all over. You got to do orientation, all that good stuff. But I'm good. I didn't have that issue, honey. I had 1 week left. And when I tell y'all, I talked to the recruiter. I was like, can I come back? No, let me tell y'all. Okay, so I feel bad because this is what happened. So I talked to her one day. I was like, hey, can I come back? And she was like, yeah. And then that other job, the tanker job, they called me literally that same day and was like, hey, you're hired. You just got to come do that stuff. And I was like, well, dang, I just told Millis I'm going to come back. So then I had to text the recruiter again and be like, hey, I told her straight up. I said, hey, I'm trying to try this tanker position out just to do something different. If that doesn't work out, I do want to come back. So it's a week went by or whatever. They was playing. The tanker job was playing. So I ain't go over there. Like, it would have been fine if I had money saved up, but I literally been spending money those 3 weeks I was out, like, living my best life. So I didn't have money saved up. Yeah, I was tripping. We're going to do right next time. But if I had money saved up, then I would have went for the tanker position. But since I didn't, I went back to Millis. And she was like, it was a week afterwards. And she was like, dang, girl, I literally just threw away the, because everybody signed off on me. So she literally just threw that paper away. So then she had to go back and get it re-signed again. And then literally that same day, everybody signed off and I'm back, and I'm better. And that's why I'm so grateful for Millis. Like, it's a startup company, yeah, but they treat you good. Well, at least they treat me good. I don't know. Everybody got their own story. But for me, they treat you good. And it's like, I don't be having no back and forth issues and stuff. Sometimes if something's messed up, I just send a message, boom, call it a day. I don't have to like call, go back and forth, you know. But I'm really happy that they brought your girl back because, like I said, I got bills to pay. 2, I calmed down. It wasn't that deep. My auntie told me not to quit. She said, Bree, I think you just need to calm down. I was like, no, I'm quitting. I'm done. I'm out of here. You know, me crying and stuff. So I'm just glad I was able to calm down and they let your girl come back. Because if not, I don't know where we'd be. But we don't have to worry about that. Y'all, it's getting hot. So you know your girl gotta go. I hope you guys like this vertical, even though it's a little crooked. But y'all know that's the Love's phone mount. It's a little ghetto. But we can turn this truck on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you're out there getting that money. Peace. Turn the air on, please.